Questions 21, 22, and 23. Let's look at number 21. It says a bag contains 8 red marbles, 4 blue marbles, and a green marble. What is the probability that a randomly selected marble is not blue? First thing is first, let's find out how many marbles are in the bag. 8 plus 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. There are 13 marbles in my bag. Out of 13 marbles, I want to find the probability of not selecting a blue marble. So it is not going to be blue, which means in this case, it's either red or green. 8 red marbles, 1 green marble. That is 9 marbles in total. That is not blue. So the probability of not having a blue marble is going to be 9 over 13. For questions 22 and 23, I want to introduce the complement rule to probability. And once again, this goes for questions 22 and 23. Now, there is a rule of probability that states that the sum of the probabilities for each outcome in the sample space will add to 1. And that is useful for when it comes to the complement rule. Because the complement rule is basically saying we can find the probability in favor or against an event by first getting rid of what we don't need to find out what we do need. The complement rule that I'm going to use in this case is going to be twofold. The first one is going to be the probability of an event X. And I'm going to use the way that Alex writes it. And it's going to be 1 minus the probability of not X. So you can find out what is not being considered, subtract that from 1 to find out what is being considered. And the second one that I'm going to write, which I'm going to write under question 23, is the probability of not X will equal to 1 minus the probability of X, such that X is the event under examination and not X is the complement of X. And once again, this comes from Alex. So we're going to answer questions 22 and 23 based on this rule. It says, based on a meteorological records, the probability that it will snow in a certain town tomorrow on January 1st is 0.441. Find the probability that in a given year it will not snow on January 1st in that town. To find the probability that it will not snow on January 1st in that town, the probability of not snow, which means we're using this one, that is going to equal to 1 minus the probability that it will snow, using the complement rule. The probability that it will snow is 0.441. So 1 minus 0.441 will equal to 0.559. And that is the probability it will not snow in that town. Sorry for the static that you may hear in the background. Number 23. The probability that Lewis will pass his statistics test is going to be 0.75. Find the probability that he will fail his statistics test. When we say we want to find the probability of him failing the statistics test, that's also saying not passing. Because if you fail, you do not pass. So the probability of Lewis failing the test will equal to 1 minus the probability he will pass the test. Because once again, failing is the same thing as saying not passing, which will be 1 minus 0.75, and that equals to 0.25. And that is the answer to question number 23. All right, guys. I hope that made sense. I hope you enjoyed these questions. Hope you was able to follow questions 21, 22, and 23. Please take down the complement rules, both of them, because you will see both of these in ALEKS, and maybe one or both of them on the exam. I'll see you soon. Take care.